I keep it 100, like boarded in the streets, but especially when recording. Mint tea and a spliff in the morning, then I beat up the beat like doors to a Mormon. Mama said the devil find works for bored men and leave trouble only white men can afford them. I try to put my focus on the Lord then, but like Hocus, I was back up in the Trojan. Wanna invest in the future? You should let me sign a big.
Yo, what's good, bro? Next episode, your podcast, Young Clips Cheer Game. I'm your host, Doovie the Dan, and we got Bamboo Twiggzz in the house. All right?
Yeah, I'm here.
That's it, right?
Bamboo Twiggzz.
Bamboo Twiggzz. Okay, break those a Twiggzz like a 20? What's a Twiggzz?
That's a Twix.
Okay, that's a Twiggzz. You're right.
Yeah, Twiggzz is like a branch off a small piece of a branch of a tree that got broken off. You know what I'm saying? That's what a twig is. You know what I mean?
But you're the bamboo because that's the hardest thing to break type shit. Am I going too deep with it?
No, you ain't going too deep.
Okay.
Well, like a bamboo is it definitely is one of like the more solid woods, if not the most. You know
exactly.
What I mean?
It's
Right?
hard to break. I'm
it's
pretty
hard to
sure.
break.
Yeah.
And also too, it's natural, it's exotic, it's classy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Which is all things I would describe myself as. You know what I mean?
Okay. Intricate.
You know what I mean?
Intricate. Okay, so that's how you came up with the name, basically, like.
No, not at first. Like I built on it. I had first I was Twiggzz. You know what I mean? Like in the hood, like man, them would call me Twiggzz.
Twiggzz. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Because I was skinny. You know what I mean? And just simple as that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And yeah. But then I saw a movie that I liked called Strapped. It's a 1990s movie with Fredro Starr and Bokeem Woodbine about people who sell guns up in Brooklyn. And there was a character named Bamboo. And I was just inspired. I can't say I necessarily identify with the character too much, but I was like, yo, his name's Bamboo. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? Plus my government name is Brendan, right? So I went like with the B, you know what I mean? And then as time went on, the name fit me more and more as I matured and became who I am today. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay. So like, so Twiggzz is a street name, but when it came to rapping, you just put the bamboo on it. Basically, you're saying.
Yeah, like well, even before I was like really like solidified as a MC. You know what I mean? And I was like recording like that. I just threw the bamboo like kind of like to rebirth myself. From who I was as a teenager, you know what I'm saying? So I threw the bamboo there just like, because I just felt it made the name more dope, you know what I'm saying? Than just Twiggzz. Feel what I'm saying?
Rebirth.
Yeah, rebirth. And there was multiple
rebirths. It does
rebirths.
make it though more dope though. Makes it more intricate, more unique. Like give a little twist to it.
Because there's enough Twiggzz out there, you know?
Yeah.
Enough, you know what I mean?
So, you just dropped the album right here.
Yes, King.
Talk to me a little bit about that. What's the name of your album?
It's called Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. Does that have something to do with, as you're saying, this new you, the page you're taking?
This is another rebirth, you know what I mean?
Okay.
From Bamboo Twiggzz, you know what I mean? Like, because when Bamboo Twiggzz dropped, he was still in the streets, you know what I mean? Now this is my conscious, me getting to my higher consciousness, you know what I'm saying? And growing and maturing and becoming a real man, you know what I'm saying? So it's like mainly what it is was like, I was running around in the streets, whatever, doing what I had to do. Not what I had to do, but what I thought I had to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I gave all that stuff up, you know what I mean? And basically from there, I went to the forest, you know what I'm saying, to plant trees for a whole summer, you know what I mean?
Okay, let's since you're going there, why did you give all that up? Since you gave it up, why did you give it up?
Well, there's multiple reasons, right? Because it was destined to be, because what I was working on, like everything I had built in that world was crashing before my eyes, you know what I mean? So it didn't make any sense for me to be in it anymore because of who I was working with. They weren't like organized as I was or had the passion. They had lost their mind. They went mad, you know what I'm saying? Like due to like whatever comes with the game, you know what I'm saying? So it didn't make sense for me. It was like a sinking ship that I had to abandon that ship. But not only that, right? It's also too like on a moral level, right? What I was doing in my community, you know what I mean? And yeah, true say I was selling a lot to the whiteys and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, those are still part of our community, you know what I mean? We still gotta live and share the environment with them, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, on my conscience, like, how can I be, like, a great person if I know I'm contributing to the downfall
of your community?
Of any like human, you know what I'm saying? Like any being, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not who I am, you know what I'm saying? That's not who I am. Like I uplift people, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's deep. So you're saying you came to the realization that, yo, what am I doing basically? Like,
yeah, basically.
I'm messing up the community. I'm bringing poison into instead of building the community.
Yeah.
So you're saying that feeling helped you to be like, nah, fuck this, it's not for me.
That was the cherry on top. Like I said, it was like self-preservation at two at the same time because I saw the ship was sinking. You know what I mean? It's like gambling, right? You gotta know when to pull your cards out. You know what I'm saying?
So how come you have that strength and that mind to be able to see the ship sinking and pull out, where most people will just be like, yo, fuck it, like
that's who I am.
It is what it is.
That's who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I'm a descendant of like I can't prove it to you, but I know because of like my Akashic records, which is like your knowledge that you gain, like that just in you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a descendant of wise kings. You understand what I'm saying? So I have wisdom engraved in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, so it's like that's an instinct. You know what I mean?
All right, yo, we're gonna get into all of that still, because there's so much I want to touch you with. Let's go back to the album for a bit, right? So tell me the process of you making this album. So you came up with the name. What was the whole process of getting the tracks, getting your features?
So basically, like, but I'm just gonna go into the theme of the album about the Grand Rising, and then I'm gonna break down like the science of the nitty gritty of how I did it. So basically, when I went to the forest, right? When I went to the forest, I realized like, cause ask the man them here, like, yo, before I went to the forest, right? I was on some auto-tune, trap, you know what I mean? Like, nigga, I don't believe you, which is a deep song in its own sense, right?
Well, that's how you were rapping.
Yeah, okay. You can go check the tune with me and King K, like, believe you. That's just an example, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I had more like that, but it's like, but I always like was balancing between the bars and like the old school style of hip hop, the essence, and the modern sound, right? I was juggling the two, not even like knowing, like I was like thinking, oh, I'm gonna be like Tory Lanez and do both, or like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But basically, I just dropped on the hip hop side, the bar side, I just dropped my project called The Essence, you know what I mean? And in the same year, I dropped Smooth Criminal, which was a fully auto-tune album, and then a fully like bars, like hip hop, whatever album, you know what I'm saying? And I was just checking the feedback from both, right? And it's like, I felt like I was making more of an impact with the bars, right? And
over the singing,
you know what I'm saying? And at the same time too, right? It was deeper, like every song, like certain songs were storytelling, certain songs were like had a deep message, right? Behind them, right?
Yeah.
And then when I went to the forest, right? That was like the cherry on top, because that like raised up my consciousness. Like when I was in the forest, I was like, yo, some mandems will never know what this is, like to be up in nature, like really be up in nature, you know what I'm saying? Where there's nothing around you but the animals, the trees, you know what I mean? The birds, whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, some people will just stay in the hood their whole life and never get to see that. I'm like, yo, I had the privilege to be able to experience that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, I have to use what I've gained from this, right? And bring it back to my people in the hood, right? And show them that there's another side to life.
So you're saying like the nature aspect of life hit you differently?
Definitely changed my whole outlook on life. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Because before that, yeah, I went to summer camp a few times, but like when I was a youngin' and stuff like that. But it's like I never spent like my time in the real forest. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
It's like in the bush. You know what I'm saying?
But there's some good weed out there.
Fam, like, yeah, you know, I was smoking a little 1-2. I was trying to stay sober too at the same time, you know, but
I'm fucking with you. I'm trying to
but
some weed.
Yeah, most def. Like, I had some fun experiences out there. I'll tell you that. You know what I'm saying? I took mushrooms out there and everything. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got some enlightenment out there.
Yeah, most stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just to say, the Grand Rising, right?
No, for sure.
If you look at the cover, right?
Okay.
This is a picture I took myself. And this is a real view that I saw. You know what I mean? Like we was on top, we was in the mountains, right?
Okay, that's why the sun and everything's like nature.
Yeah, these are the Laurentian Mountains in Quebec. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And they're mountains that connect, like. You know what I'm saying? And go for miles and miles and miles. All you'll see is mountains. You understand? We were going up and down the mountains. You know what I mean? Planting like.
Okay.
And one morning I took a picture of the sunrise. You know what I'm saying? Like actually I had the intention of making an album cover. You know what I mean? Because I was trying to go with that whole theme, right? And because yeah, whatever. I was going with the whole theme to show, yo, I'm with nature or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now it's natural. But then my brother Action Man, he gave me the idea to put my face on it, you know what I'm saying? And put the sun on my dome, you know what I mean? So as to say like, yo, I'm rising, you know what I mean? This is my, Grand Rising, they say it's like a new way of saying good morning. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to say good morning because morning is when you're mourning somebody, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so you say
that.
Grand Rising,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And this is like, I'm starting a new day in my life, you know what I mean? Like I'm starting a new, you know what I mean? Like, the yesterday is gone, you know what I mean? Now I'm it's like a rebirth, damn near, you know what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
So that's the theme of the project, you know what I'm saying? Now, I decided I wanted to do a project with the producer Nicholas Craven, you know what I'm saying? Because I fuck with his beats, right? And also too, he has a buzz going, right? With the Statesman. And not only the Statesman, but all over the world, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's internationally recognized producer, you know what I mean? Coming out of Montreal.
What's his name?
Nicholas Craven.
Nicholas Craven. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's like, and plus too, like
You worked with him on that, or are you saying you're...
he produced the whole project. Every beat on the project is produced by this man, you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
And let's just say, like, I'd followed him. I sent him a message. I was like, how much for a beat? He sent me, in my humble opinion, a crazy price. But it's like, at the end of the day, right? It's because of what he's done, right? Mm-hmm. So that's how much he felt like his beats were worth. And at first I was like, oh shit, that's not my budget. No. I was like, yo, something changed, I'll let you know. But then, I built on it, I thought on it, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, fuck, it could be worth it to like, you know what I mean? Like just to make something real solid, you know what I'm saying? So I dropped the bread for one beat, you know what I'm saying? And that beat was a Feet of Gold, you know what I mean? Which is like, the beat was actually called Feet of Gold, you know what I'm saying? I had to go on his YouTube page and like pick which beat I want, and then he took it off the YouTube, whatever, once I bought it. But I told him, I was like, I want to do an EP, you know? Because that's what my soul, inspired me to say. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to go all out, you know what I'm saying? And my word is bond, you know what I'm saying? If I say something, I'm going to do it, right? So even though the beats were expensive and whatever other things came with it, right? I still had to go through with it. And that birthed this project, you know what I'm saying? I had to go all out with it, you know what I'm saying?
So how do you feel about it now, like, that the project is out, and what's, like, the feedback you're getting, like, do you feel like all that work and all that money, everything you put in, do you feel like it's come out, it will come out, like, how do you feel, like,
I'll be honest with you, my brother.
Talk to me.
It's bittersweet, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it's a dope project for the culture, you know what I mean? And it will help a lot of people, right? But I feel like the bridge between me and the producer and other people affiliated with that side, like it wasn't as solid as it maybe should have been, right?
Okay.
Because I feel like I was downplayed, you know what I mean? Like I didn't get the credit I deserved as an MC, you know what I mean? And I called certain people out. I called him out, you know what I mean? And a lot of his affiliates didn't like that, you know what I'm saying?
You called them out, like, after the...
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, I felt like I'm a righteous brother, you know what I'm saying? I'm a real righteous brother, like, and I got a lot of love in my heart, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I felt like, yo, for someone to act like I don't exist or, like, downplay me in any way, it doesn't sit right with me, you understand?
Or even, like, he didn't, like, share the work, or like...
Not in the least bit. And then also, too, right? Also, too, I won't lie, I was boosting my streams at one point, right? You know what I mean? I had my, shout out to Shuvo Dev, you know what I mean? Shout out to Shuvo Dev. He's the Bangladesh brother, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And yeah, he was boosting up my shit, you know what I mean?
Like you were buying
you can say buying views, but technically they were real views. But it's just like they weren't the views that I got myself. He put me in a direction to get whatever people from his country to check out my stuff. You understand what I'm saying?
That's how it works. Okay.
Yeah, that's how it could work. There's buying views too, which is like
they buying views, but you're saying he pushes your shit in a certain.
Yeah, he puts you in an algorithm.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. So it's organic. Like YouTube, they didn't question me. You know what I mean? Like I'm on the paid partnership program now because of that. So you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So like
like you got like
YouTube's like
you can be monetized now.
I am monetized.
Just off that move.
Yeah, just off getting a certain amount of views and watch time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's sick.
Yeah,
that's sick.
yeah.
So okay, so how do you?
But wait. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
So the brother Nicholas Craven, right? He's like I sent him one of my videos. I'm like, yo, this is the latest video or whatever, and he's like, oh, yo, I don't like the fact that you're boosting the views and then.
Oh, that's what he was saying.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? You're entitled to your opinion, right? But I feel like that's just an excuse. In my humble opinion, you know what I mean? I could be wrong, but I feel like that was just an excuse. It might be something else, something deeper, but I don't want to touch too much on that. Because that's the poor part. I'm trying to focus on the best part.
Okay.
But I will speak on the poor part and the worst part as well, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But that's part of the story of Grand Rising. But in all though, it's a beautiful thing and it's peace, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like this is gonna help people, you know what I mean?
You're definitely spitting some game and talking on some knowledge on it still. Like, you know, you sound like a very educated young man still. So definitely
self-educated, you know what I mean?
Self-educated. Okay, my bad. Y'all go get the album. Let's move on a little bit. Your hair, my nigga. I see that you cut your hair.
Yeah, man.
Talk to me about that.
Well, cause yo,
you got some long dreads, bro.
Well, you know, I had taken the vow of the Nazarite at one point, you know what I mean? Cause I was like double dabbling with ideologies and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I know I'm an Israelite, right? Which if people don't know that's like a descendant of the tribe of Israel. I mean, most of us black people are, you know what I'm saying? Not all of us. Some of us are Hamites and whatnot, you know what I mean? But so I taken the vow of the Israelite because I heard of Samson and the Messiah. I'm not going to call him Jesus. I'm going to call him Yahweh Sheh because that's ancient Hebrew. You know, and Jesus is a name that I believe the Romans gave him or something like that. You know what I mean? But I knew that there was a certain power that comes with that, right? But it's like, at the end of the day, like, I'm part of the 5% nation now. I'm officially part of the 5% nation, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going through my studies to Knowledge 120, you know what I mean? And that's like, I won't say the highest you could get in that, but that's like the main foundation that you need to be a real 5%er locked in, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, with that being said, what I know is the black man is God, right? The black seed, the brown seed, and the yellow seed, which is me, you know what I'm saying?
We're gonna get there.
But it's all relevant to what I'm saying right now, you know what I'm saying? So it's at the end of the day, I don't need to have dreads to tap into that. All I have to know is that, all I have to do is use my mind, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you were saying before, the dreads connect you to that, but now you're
maybe so that's why I thought.
You heard the chat, you don't have to be dread to be Rasta. So you're trying to say like, no, it's more than just your dreads, basically.
It's knowledge itself at the end of the day. It's knowing who you are and how powerful your mind is, because your mind is the most powerful thing in the universe.
So what made you cut it though?
Well, what made me cut it also too is like I was going with the natural dreads, and like it's just like I just wasn't feeling like, also too, right? It was like my lineup, right? I didn't want to line it up because I wasn't cutting nothing, right? So it was like not. It was like my lineup was like
messed up.
It was messed up, brother. You know what I mean? Like it was like uneven. You know what I'm saying? And like the lineup was growing out because when I was doing my braids, he pushed it back. You know what I'm saying? So there was like hair that was like about like this or maybe a little longer than this, right? And then I had the dreads. It was just looking mad. I was looking mad. I wasn't feeling like great. And I want to feel great. You know what I'm saying? And also too, I won't lie. Peace to my queen, Aisha. You know what I'm saying? Like she really wanted me to cut them. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
So it made my queen happy.
Yo, happy wife, happy life, my nigga.
That's a big fact, King.
That's a big fact.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most def.
I want to talk to you a little bit about your childhood. Do you have an interesting story? Like, what was Bamboo's childhood like?
My childhood, yo, you know what? It was interesting childhood. You know what I mean? Like, I was raised by my mother. Well, my father and my mother was together at first, right? And we lived in a middle class community in the heart of Montreal called the Mile End. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Which is like St. Viator Street. Which is, I don't know if you ever ate St. Viator bagels.
No.
It's a popular bagel joint. You know what I'm saying? And it's a mixed community, right? But it's like mainly Caucasian, right? There's a Hasidic Jews, a lot of Portuguese, and every other race is there as well. You know what I'm saying? It's like damn near next to downtown. It's like, let's just say it's in between the Plateau and Park X, Rosemont, and then Outremont. Okay. It's like in the middle of those hoods. It's in the middle of them hoods. You know what I mean? Park Avenue Street.
Outremont's in the Jewish area.
Yeah, exactly. But they was in our hood too.
Okay.
I mean, like where let's just say where Outremont and Mile End met up, they had like a 1-2 street was like they ran that street. The Hasidic Jews, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, okay.
So I grew up around them, seeing them, and
What was that like growing up around that, seeing that?
Well, there was always a disconnect because they would never really speak to us, and you know what I'm saying. And my mother even told me that like they almost ran me over as a baby or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like things of that nature. You know what I mean? Like so there was a big disconnect. We would just see them. We would think they're kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Like and I say that with the utmost respect. You know what I mean? But that's how we felt.
Because
you know what I
it's
mean?
different to what you're used to.
It's different. You know what I mean?
What's your ethnicity?
So my father is from Venezuela, right? So basically he's half Afro-Caribbean because my grandfather's from Martinique and he immigrated to Venezuela, right? Okay. And his mother is indigenous and Hispanic from Spain and let's just say whatever native tribes, would probably Arawakan from Venezuela, you know what I'm saying? Wow. Which technically they're black people too, they're original too, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that, you know what I mean? They just came way back, you know what I mean? They pulled up before Columbus, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And my mother, she's a full white lady. She's Irish, you know what I'm saying? So that's my mix, you know what I mean? Okay, that's my background, you know what I mean?
You're mixed though.
Yeah, I'm mixed. I'm yellow seed, you know what I mean?
No, for sure. Give me one of your favorite childhood memories and one of your worst childhood memories. Something short and quick you can share with us real quick.
Best childhood memory. That's a tough one, man.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. Fuck. You know, actually, I'll say one I really liked a lot is when I went to go see the Spider-Man movie. You know what I'm saying? Like the first Spider-Man movie. You know what I mean? With Tobey Maguire. I was about 7 years old and went all the way to Laval. We drove out to Laval to that big ass one with the next to the space thing. It looks like a
Colossus.
The Colossus. It looked like a UFO. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I went there. Yeah, that was dope. You know what I mean? I won't say that's my best, but that's the one that comes to mind right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my worst, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say was when we had gotten evicted, and then we had to move into a shelter for women. You know what I'm saying? And that was a tough experience. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Do you think that kind of triggered something in you to become who you are today? Do you think that molds you in any way, or that's just an experience that you went through?
Definitely. It separated me from the people who had the silver spoon. You know what I'm saying? All my struggles refine me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And make me into the warrior. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. And you know what? I love that shit too at the same time though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love that shit because if I didn't go through no struggle, what would my life be?
Facts.
Be just boring old
without
fucking.
Without struggle, you don't appreciate, shit in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta go through the hell to get to the heaven. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
Through the pain, through the struggle, if you try to reach, then you gon' pull a muscle. I did it all for the hustle, tryna ball, Bill Russell. Through the pain, through the heat, I can't take it, too much pain in these streets. I did it all for my peeps, I did it all in these streets.
Had a lot of pain in me, now I got these chains on me. Think my legs gave out the way I keep this cane on me.